This young Australian arrived at the Dome in St. Louis today. He had only one thing on his mind: winning the 125 East Supercross Championship, a feat that can be accomplished tonight.
Winning all the races is certainly something that I really want to do.
5 races. Same winner. Chad Reed has rocked the 125 East.
He's won every race pretty convincingly. He's been riding really well, a lot of confidence.
I wouldn't bet against him at this point.
Can Chad Reed run the table? His quest continues next from St. Louis. From the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis, Missouri, with the championship on the line for the 125 East. It's round 6 of their series of EA Sports Supercross, presented by Speed Stick. Hello, everybody. I'm Arenacross. This crowd in St. Louis is anxiously awaiting the appearance of Chad Reed, the young Australian, who already has the second longest win streak in 125 history underway. But more importantly, he can secure the 125 East Championship here tonight with another good performance. As we look at the point standings, Mike Brown is in second place. Chad needs only 2 points more than Mike Brown tonight to walk out of here with the #1 plate. He's got a 23-point advantage, David Bailey.
Racing in America for the first time, this young Australian is 5 for 5 and on top of the world. The battle for first may be over, but the fight behind him continues. One rider who stands out in that group is Grant Langston, who almost pulled off the win back in New Orleans. He's got the speed, he's got the desire, and he's growing tired of getting cast in the shadow of Chad Reed. Now let's check in with Davey Coombs for more on the latest French import.
When Mitch Payton lost Speedforce to his team due to injury, the Pro Circuit boss needed a replacement for the rest of the Supercross season, and he needed the guy right now. Team Yamaha's David Billman had a suggestion. Why not call an old friend back in France named Eric Sorby, who had absolutely nothing going on? Sorby jumped on a plane, flew to Houston, and promptly finished 3rd in his first ever Supercross. Now Payton has given Sorby the job for the rest of the year. A factory ride in California. Not bad for a guy who just 3 weeks ago was unemployed. Now with our Suzuki storylines, let's go back to Art.
Okay, Davey, will Reed clinch the title? Can the fast Grant Langston stop the streak? And the battle for 3rd is hot, with Langston and Antunez only 7 points in back of Steve Boniface. David, let's get to the Speed Stick track map.
This is the second week in a row, or a race in a row, where the riders really love the soil. Great dirt here, and I love the first turn. A nice big sweeper. They should be safe through there. As always, it comes down to the whoop section, and all these triples start to get ruts in the faces of them. It's going to be real tricky to find the right line through there.
The Heat 1 lineup now for qualifying. You've got Michael Brown, 2nd in points. Boniface, 3rd in points. The veteran Larry Ward, who's just coming off his first podium of the year. Branden Jesseman, Suzuki's Hope. Kelly Smith, he's a celebrated history guy here in this stadium, that's for sure, and we'll explain later. Gibson, he's fighting for that Ironman position once again. And the rest of the riders, you see number 379, that's Menega. Adam Menega out of Moby, Texas.
Easy for you to say.
And now Michael Brown, yes. Brown's much easier to pronounce.
Now, he's been looking good. I watched him in the practice yesterday and a little bit today, and, you know, he looks like he's trying hard. He's just making a little mistake here and there in the 125 class against guys like Reed and Langston who are really turned it up. He just can't afford those mistakes.
What a turnaround, David, for number 10 in that last race after qualifying through the LCQ and coming back and landing, finishing 3rd in the main event. Larry Ward.
Larry is the kind of rider that doesn't matter when or where. He has enough experience and savvy that he can ride in the mud, he can ride in the heat, hard packed, slick, this nice sandy clay they have here in St. Louis. He can do it anywhere.
Great crowd on hand as they're settling in now for this first qualifying heat of the 125s. Riders very fidgety, have their own routines they go through.
Bevo would have a heart attack if he saw that Scott strap that crooked over there.
Okay, the board sideways. Between 5 and 10 seconds, the game will drop and we'll be underway from St. Louis. What a pack! Boniface went in his corner first. Boniface comes out of it first. Ward in 3rd. And number 28 is Branden Jesseman battling it out with Boniface now now for the lead. Where we go this early in the race. This is a great one.
Tell you what, I saw Jesseman after the practice session talk with him a little bit. He's a neat kid. He knows that it's just a matter of time before he gets a great breakthrough performance like we saw from Matt Walker in Houston.
Here goes Boniface. Boniface is in danger of losing that third spot in the points, and he's really geared up as a KTM rider.
Yeah, he looks fast. He takes to the track in the practice session. He goes out first. He's not intimidated by anyone. He's got a lot of speed, Art, but I noticed yesterday after about 4 laps of race pace, he stopped and kind of shook his arms out a little bit. That's the only thing I can figure that would cause him to drop back in this race. I believe he has, as if he got a little tight and pumped up.
Number 57, Hoffmeister, is looking for his first qualifying this year in this division anyway. He's in third. Hoffmeister with Ward in fourth and Kelly Smith in fifth.
And you can see 36, Boniface just comes right in. He's got Kelly Smith, 34, just to his right. And you see Jesseman clip that tough blocks on the way in. Actually sent it out into the track, and it caught up with Danny Carlson. Talked with Danny as well after the practice. He's like, if I can just get through the first turn. So maybe he's got that on the brain and can't get through there. I don't know.
Danny from Sun City, California with Pro Caliber. The battle for third is on. Ward trying to put some pressure on number 57, Hoffmeister.
If he goes out to try to create something, he might leave the door open for Mike Brown, who just tucks right into the inside. He's got to watch that. And done a nice job with that little curly Q sweeper that goes back under the tunnel with little bumps on the inside. If Brown didn't have to negotiate those, he would have put a block out on Ward for sure.
It's good to see Billy Payne back in action out of Sun Valley, California. He's trying to qualify in this round. He's coming off the injured list. And look at this. Oh, my goodness. Round number 3 gets in the act in great action. Let's go to Davey Coombs.
You would think that Tom Hoffman would have seen that coming because, guys, he rides Arenacross. This is his first Supercross in a long time. Hoffmaster used to the bar banging they do at the U.S. National Arenacross Championship. He should have seen that coming from Mike Brown.
Brown went in and got them both, and Larry Ward saw it coming and squared them both off again. That's going to be a corner that produces that kind of racing all night, I have a feeling.
Gibson, the Iron Man, in 7th place. He's trying to qualify for both 125s and 250s once again. He's done it 5 times this year. 57, Hoffmeister.
Gibson getting up into the picture. See him right there in the bright orange helmet, 275. He just put a little move on Hoffmeister going through the tunnel.
Yeah, he came out of the Arenacross ranks. One of the youngest riders to win 2 races in one night in Arenacross. That must have been about in 1998.
He's taking a look at the inside of Ward here. He won't get quite as nice of a run into the loop section, but he's closing the gap. He's pulled away from the guys behind him.
275 is trying to hold off Kelly Smith, number 34, as they come through the woods. That's an interesting loop section. You don't always hit the tops. You can almost alley-oop through them.
It takes just a perfect run. There's Carlson trying to get through after going down to the first corner. He's going to have to ride the last chance qualifier.
Boniface way out in front. Jesseman in 2nd place. Brown in 3rd is not being challenged. As Ward is in 4th, has got Hoffmeister right on his tail.
Boniface looking good so far. Gets the signal from his mechanic right there. They swing all the way out to the toes of the mechanic. And you got a choice in that corner right there. You can either double in or single both those, go to the inside. You don't get quite as nice of a run into the loop section, so they've done a nice job of splitting it up. You got a couple of choices there. It's really hard to say what to do if you got a guy on your tail.
Ward and Gibson. Gibson, number 275, battling it out now, trying to approach Ward, number 10. The flag is out, final lap. Brown in 3rd, Ward in 4th, and Gibson in 5th.
Best lap of the race, Boniface with a 52.2, so we'll compare that with the next heat coming up.
Hoffmeister's back to 8th. That's still in qualifying position as the top 9 of the 125s go directly to the main event. The rest go to the LCQ, the last chance qualifier.
Hoffmeister's doing a great job here. He must be thinking, this is great. Check it out. I'm catching Mike Brown and Larry Ward, veterans.
Gibson, number 275. Brown, number 3. And there's Boniface. Out in front, number 36. On the final lap, he's enjoying things.
He's got just enough of a cushion over Jesseman. He's putting a strong ride in second.
The checkers are flying. Boniface, his first heat victory of the season. There's Jesseman right behind him.
getting faster and faster, Art. And the longer he gets to stay up front with these guys, even if they get around, eventually he's going to start feeling like he belongs up there. And he'll ride a whole different way, a lot more relaxed to get his potential.
Checking out the Honda results page as this fine crowd enjoys themselves here in St. Louis. Kevin Johnson in 9th was on the bubble. Billy Payne goes on to the LCQ. Boniface, Jesseman, Brown, Ward, and Gibson, the top 5. We'll be back to St. Louis. We've got the second qualifying round with our points leader, Chad Reed, coming up right after these words. ATVs and scooters. He got 2 podiums in his first 3 races, Steve Boniface, and he's back up on that victory podium right now after winning the qualifying heat with Davey.
Congratulations, Steve. Your first heat race win of the year.
Yeah, it's my first win race. I always finish second or third, and tonight I won. But
can you do it again, the main, Steve?
Yeah, I feel pretty good in this heat. With a good start, I think I can maybe take 1 win to Chad Reed.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Our second heat now coming up as we check out the lineup. And, of course, the points leader, Chad Reed, is in this. But this could be a great matchup here in the preliminary round with Grant Langston. Langston is really hungry for a victory, David.
Well, he's the one guy out there that I think isn't just happy to be up on the podium. He really wants to win. He's got some pride. And I can tell by the way he's attacking Chad and some of the other races that he really wants to get past. And he's running out of chances. There's only 2 more rounds before the shootout in Vegas, so he's got to do it soon.
Chad Reed, got to be happy he just signed a new 2-year deal for 250s in the next 2 years for a little bit less, a little shy of $2 million with Yamaha. But Yamaha, very early signing, the earliest they've ever had. We're really happy to get him on the dotted line. But this matchup, 103 versus 111, could be very good here in the second qualifying heat. There's our helmet cam, number 54, Ryan Clark.
And right next to him, 917, don't forget, that's the Frenchman, Eric Sorby.
Sorby, not being in the top 10 in his registered division of the 125 West, can race the 125 East. In fact, now he can race the whole season out, all of the races. We're sideways. We're set to go. The gate will drop, and we're underway with our second qualifying. Got the good break. Look at that. Ryan Clark aboard. It's given us an idea about being in that pack. Look out.
There's Josh Wood. This goes for the double. Sorby just up ahead, making the turn, getting out of there. That's tight back there. That's why the whole shot is so important.
Langston with a big lead. Buddy Antunez, the former 7-time Arenacross champion, number 100 with Team Suzuki, is in second place, but losing ground fast.
Well, you can see Chad Reed back in there. There he goes, just past.
103. That's Chad Reed.
He's got a little work to do to get up to the front. If he can do that, that's going to wreck Langston's confidence for the rest of the night.
John Dowd with a good start. That was Chad Cook, 8:18, and went through our picture now. But there's Langston. Oh, he is determined here in St. Louis.
Antunez.
Buddy Antunez, number 100.
It's a great start when he needs them. I'm sure he'd like to have had a few more so far this season. He's had some bad breaks, but he's really doing a lot better, Art, than I thought he was going to do. I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger jump for him coming from Arenacross, having to go up against Langston, Brown, Reed, some of the veterans, but he's done an excellent job. He's
trying to recover from his first finish of the season in New Orleans, the last race, and is in really danger of losing that battle for 3rd or 4th place in the standings if he doesn't jack it up. Look at this, Chad Reed, number 103. Oh, my goodness, he's taking on John Dowd at 9:17. Sorby on the Pro Circuit Kawasaki behind Dowd now. He's putting the pressure on. Don't forget the first time. He'll qualify directly to the main event. Sorby, what a fast turn.
This kid is unbelievable. I watched him yesterday. He jumped out in practice behind Reed. Stayed right with him. Reed was like, I don't think so. He pulled off the track, so Sorby went out and found Langston. There's Mike Brown watching this battle. He needs to see what's going on, get a feel for the lines there and choosing.
Taking a look at why Langston has a 4-second lead now on Buddy Antunez. But Chad Reed is trying to catch Buddy Antunez. That might be the next good battle. Sorby is behind him.
What I find interesting is you see Shane Best right there in the Suzuki battling with Dowd. It looks like he's going to square him off. Shane Best also deciding to jump over to the east, get a little bit more track time before the national start. But Art, the starts of Sorby and Reed were terrible. And and the way they worked through the pack the first couple laps, very impressive.
It'll be interesting to see how that wheel section holds up throughout the evening.
Yeah, it's a little sandier soil here than what we've seen lately, so they'll probably get beat down in a few spots, and you'll start to see the guys jump through there with a little better rhythm. I talked to Langston's mechanic after the last practice. He seemed to feel that Reed had an advantage there with his timing.
The yellow flags alongside their names mean they're in qualifying position. The green around their number means they moved up a position the last lap. But Antunez is going to have his hands full here pretty doggone soon as number 103, Chad Reed. He's looking to keep his streak alive here tonight in St. Louis. Buddy looks over to him. And a pretty easy move by Chad Reed in the second half.
You can see that coming way back over the triple. He pulled 2 tear-offs. Must have felt like, okay, I'm going to make this happen now. I don't need these precision. Right around the outside of Antunez.
In the last qualifier, Reed placed 3rd. Before that, he had a string of 3 consecutive qualifying wins.
Now, he says that he doesn't really worry too much about the heat race. Of course, it's nice to win. He doesn't worry that much about practice either in New Orleans. I asked him, hey, how was that second practice? What was the lap time? He goes, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I don't ride practice that well. What matters is the main event.
Well, in New Orleans, too, he said he really didn't feel as well as he did in previous races, and he didn't think he was going to win it before the gate drop.
Well, that just shows how dangerous he is.
Langston, our leader, up in the right box. You see Chad Reed in second place. Going through those wolves. What a strong rider he is. You know, he said, a lot of people compare me with Jeremy McGrath. I said, who is your idol? He says, man, I had those television tapes. The white flag, final lap. And Jeremy McGrath, he was winning during the times I had those tapes. And he said, as far as I'm concerned, that guy can do no wrong. That was a good man to follow.
Well, you know, there's so many people that have noticed the similarity of riding style between Chad Reed and Jeremy, especially off the triple. Usually kind of sits forward on the bike and nose down. He does a lot of little mannerisms that look like McGrath, so he's done a nice job of mimicking the rider he idoled.
Even while Chad Reed was in Europe last year, when it was rainy and he was stationed in Belgium, he'd be on a stationary bike and watch our television tapes, ESPN, over there, anticipating a time he would come to America. There's Grant Langston out of South Africa.
He's going to get the win.
What a splash he has made in this country. Langston takes the checkered flag.
His best lap was a 51.4, so about a second faster than what we saw in the first heat. And then heat race time, 3 seconds faster.
Ryan Clark is our final transfer as we go on board with Ryan. He sees the checkered flag and comes off the tabletop. Clark in 9th, the Johnson just missing it.
Clark had a tough time getting going today. I was in the pits. He was in there getting his hands dirty, putting his cylinder back on that 125. They're having some trouble.
Yeah, they had some electrical problems throughout the entire practice.
That's a real privateer doing your own work, but it paid off.
Okay, let's hit the Suzuki results page right now for our second qualifying heat of the 125 round. It's Langston, Reed, Antunez, Sorby, number 4, the Frenchman, and John Dowd, Schnell, Woods, Bess, and Clark go directly to the main event. More 125 action coming up from St. Louis. As you see our winner of the second qualifier, number 111, Grant Langston. Look for him to put great pressure on Chad Reed in our final round. Welcome back to St. Louis as the 125 East Riders are getting ready for their 6th round on the season. You can watch round 14 action from Dallas on ABC Sports on Sunday, April 21st. Join Terry Gannon, Dave Bailey, and Davey Coombs at 3 p.m. Eastern and noon Pacific time. Our Davey Coombs is with the second heat winner, Grant Langston. Davey.
Well, Grant, you're able to beat Chad Reed in the heat race. Can you do it in the main? Can you stop this guy?
I think I can. He's been great up to now. He hasn't put a foot wrong, and I think we've all kind of given it to him in a way, you know, just with guys crashing, riding bad, and, you know, in New Orleans, I think I gave him a good run for his money right up to the end, and, you know, a bit of bad luck. I had a lap rider going my way. It's just, you know, racing, and it was kind of frustrating because I thought maybe I had him beat, but I think tonight, you know, I've been riding pretty good. He's also riding really good. I think it's going to be real close. It's going to be important as a start, and just putting 15 good laps together.
Should be an exciting main event. Good luck.
Thanks, Dave.
Our rider of the week this week is a collective group, the KTM Juniors. These kids are 7- and 8-year-olds from the local area who get a chance to race on the same track as their heroes.
How many applications a week do you get?
I get over 150 for each race.
Out of those applications, 15 lucky riders are selected. They compete in a 3-lap race vying for the coveted KTM Junior trophy. Every youngster receives a $100 savings bond and leaves with a lasting memory and an inspiration to return to these tracks as professionals. Many of the KTM Juniors are experienced riders, and each rider must prove that he or she is more than a novice.
They have to send in a resume, so they have to show that they've raced for at least a year.
They also must prove experience going over jumps and racing with other riders. Once accepted, each rider gets the thrill of a lifetime on these bikes.
These are our stock LC50s, liquid-cooled 50s that you can buy right off the showroom floor. Pretty much all stock. You know, we put a nice sticker kit on it, look good. You know, just keep them running for all these kids to go out there and have a good time.
Currently got a battle for third. Number 10 of Trevor Hicks and number 9 of John Murray Bard battling back and forth. Oh, number 10 going down. Over the triple jump, got a little too much air.
Some of the kids get their hearts broken because they don't do well, or maybe the bike will have something wrong, but they just come out and they totally enjoy the day.
Hey, give that kid a round of applause. He's right back up and going. And there's the checkered flag. It's over.
We got third place, John Murphy Barr. You look pretty excited.
I felt so confident.
I got second place, Austin Dillo. How was your ride?
I rather went first and second.
All right, first place, Ezra Angel. What was your favorite part about the race?
The wolves and the triple and the finish.
And the finish line, getting that checkered flag, that's always fun, huh?
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you'd like to thank?
My mom and dad.
Severage, how do interested parents get their kids involved in the KTM Junior Supercross Challenge?
Well, it's been a great thing, Davey. You know, I mean, they're all excited every weekend, you know. I mean, I can't tell you how excited we are to be a part of the kids program. You know, I mean, some of the kids are fantastic. I wish that I had the same opportunity to run in the same track, you know, when we were kids. You know, I mean, it's a lifetime experience, and they're going to be riding the same track with Langston and Jeremy McGrath and Carmichael. You know, I mean, there's a lifetime dream for them, and I couldn't believe that this opportunity is a lifetime opportunity for those kids. And we are so proud to be a part of the whole program. I mean, we have made something that the kids always like to be a part of the Supercross. I mean, we couldn't ask anything to promote the future for the kids.
What a great program and a thrilling experience for those kids. Let's revisit the track map, David.
Well, right off the bat, what I'm noticing is this corner right here. After the triple, you can either go inside, and it changes the rhythm down the straightaway, or go wide. What that does is sets up a block pass right there. We're also going to see a lot of that right here before the finish, and maybe some right after the whoop section.
Ryan Clark yesterday had a chance to talk us through this track map.
Down an extremely long start straightaway into a pretty wide first turn. This should make for some good passing. Little lead in to the big triple. That one's a little bigger than normal. It's kind of running up. Here's a real tricky rhythm. You notice all these ruts. They make it extremely difficult to navigate the course here. We're going right now down the start straightaway backwards. We'll square this off into a double, into a left-hander. This is where the whoops will be. Another big triple. Again, notice all those ruts. They make it extremely difficult for the rider. Little rhythm section up to the finish line and jump to tabletop. We're actually over the bridge right there.
The main event is just around the corner here in St. Louis. Can Chad Reed make it 6 out of 6 and/or clinch the 125 Eastern Championship? Well, it's all coming up next from St. Louis.
What is the sense of an avalanche?
Earlier, the fans enjoyed a pit party here in St. Louis. There's Grant Langston signing autographs. Right now, they're getting ready for the 125 main event. And you can have some Supercross fun right in your own home coming up on May 4th. from Las Vegas, pay-per-view. We can focus in on the 125 East-West shootout between Stewart, Reed, and the others. Also, every second of every race of the 250s, including the semis and everything. 10:30 Eastern Time. Our Nissan last chance qualifier, 125 results. Billy Payne, Isaiah Johnson, the top two. Menenga and Horton rounding out the 22-rider field for the 125 class as the bikes now are getting ready after their parade lap at the gate. I just love that super slow-mo action.
And here it is. Look at the clutch right there by Langston. He gives it a little surge, a leap into the whoops. Then he lets go of it. One of the few riders that doesn't use the clutch all the way through the whoops. That works until you make a mistake. Then you got to reach back out there. See Antunez not using it. Dowd's not using it. Number 16, Sorby over there on the right is. And Chad Reed is right there. It's just more defensive way to get to the whoops without making a big mistake.
Let's check out the Honda starting grid for our main event of the 125s. Grant Langston, the fastest qualifier, and his KTM teammate Steve Boniface, also a qualifier winner. Chad Reed looking for his first American championship. Jesseman and Antunez of Suzuki. Michael Brown, he would love to delay Reed's celebration of a championship right now. Sorby, Ward, Dowd, Jeff Gibson, the Ironman, Schnell, Kelly Smith, Woods, Handsome. Best Hoffmeister, he made the main event. Clark, Johnson, Payne, Johnson, Menenga, and Horton rounding it out. Now they start to get nervous. 103, Chad Reed. Right next to him is number 100, Buddy Antunez, who gets good starts. 30-second board is up. When it goes sideways, we'll have 5 to 10 seconds, and the gate will drop. They're revving up. 111 is Langston. 917, Sorby, we're off and running. All the elbows. And it's number 10, Larry Ward. The Powerade hole shot, though, will go to number 34, Kelly Smith, who has gotten many, many hole shots this year.
And he's been out front here before in Houston. We talked about the heat race, the time he led Fonseca to the final lap. I think he's over that now. That's been back in 99, but he's got some company. Look at this.
Look at Chad Reed is right in the mix, number 103 in third place. You know, he's only had one hole shot all year long as we check the field out through the loops.
And Sorby in good position. There goes Jesseman, 28.
Boy, nice clean start on this track here.
Yep, the heavy hitters are up front.
So we're going to see some battling here in the main event. Smith, Ward, Reed, Clark, and Sorby, the top 5 with Brown in 6th and moving.
Actually, I skipped over Langston. Not that good of a start. Back in 10th. We're looking at Chad Reed right now. Clark running 4th. Got a great start. That's Reed right there. Little roost through the corner. Tough rhythm section. Look at these ruts. Going to get worse.
Those same ruts, I think, that Ryan was talking about earlier.
But when he took us for a ride around the track yesterday, this loop section wasn't here. Now look.
There's 103.
Whoa, Sorby getting a little out of control. Gets the front end too high. If it gets up that high, it's going to come down right in the middle of that loop section.
David's talking about number 917 on the Pro Circuit Kawasaki. That's our helmet cam, number 54, Ryan Clark. Clark still in fourth behind Larry Ward. And in front of Sorby.
You know what happened to Clark right here, we're looking at in the preliminary qualifier this afternoon, just to make the show. Somebody ran into him. He got into a little scuffle with the guy that bent the shift lever into the case. He was stuck in second gear, but on that fourth stroke, he goes, it worked out perfect. That's the only gear you need.
Making a run at the leader is Chad Reed. Here's Chad Reed, number 103 on the Yamaha. Looking for a way around Kelly Smith. Oh, Mike Brown spun out. In the whoops, 103 takes the lead. Looks like Chad is just going for it right now.
Well, he's so patient. You know, just when you think, I don't think he looks that good this weekend.
But when the opportunity is there, he takes it.
Yep, he's always where he needs to be. And once again, Langston is still back in 8th right now. Has got to be going, come on, why can't I get a start with that guy when I'm feeling good? He felt great. He had the fastest heat. He had the fastest lap so far. He looked good yesterday, and he's not going to get a chance to run with Reed.
I asked him a hypothetical question yesterday. I said, Chad, if you got a chance for a win, are you going to take it and risk losing a championship maybe? We've seen that happen in Supercross before. And Chad just simply said, I will take it if the opportunity is there. If not, the title is more important.
Yeah, he's a smart kid.
But he loves to win. He said, if I get a good start, that's called opportunity. Ward, he's fishtailing through the whoops. Larry Ward moving into second place. Let's get out of Davey Combs trackside. Davey.
Art, I heard David Bailey talking about how long the start is. Check out our first 4 riders. They're all on YZ 250Fs. That means this start really played into the Yamaha's hands. You got Reed, Ward, Smith, and Ryan Clark all on the 4-strokes. This start was made for that bike.
Good point, Davey. And then the next riders that follow are on KTM. Both Langston and Boniface, and they're following Sorby. So I know that Mitch Payton has spent some time in the dyno, getting no sleep to get that Kawasaki running with this bike. Look at this.
Oh, Langston with the good block pass.
So you can bet Sorby made a note of that. Okay, note to self. Can't leave the door open on Langston at the Nationals, because right now Sorby's got the advantage to ride a little bit of east, a little bit of west, check everybody out before the outdoors start in May.
This is only his second race in America, and he's not afraid to rub plastic at all as well. So let's go to break now as we check out the helmet cam with Chad Reed looking for his terrific string of victories to continue with Kelly Smith, Larry Ward, Ryan Clark, and Eric Sorby. His very first American Supercross victory. The checkers are waving. Chad Reed has now won 2 in a row. Checkered flag. Chad Reed, 3 for 3 in his American debut. Right now, Chad Reed is out in front of our main event here in St. Louis. Chad wants to make it 6 out of 6 on the 125 East season. He also wants to capture that title here tonight. Smith is in second. Larry Ward, number 10, making a move on Kelly Smith coming into the tunnel. Ward, number 10. Larry coming off his first podium of the year in the last race in New Orleans. And was in 3rd place after going through the LCQ.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to make this battle for second real interesting in a moment is Langston has caught it. He's caught the battle at the tail end, and he's caught him rather quickly. There you see him at the top of the stream behind Clark. He's going to force these guys to start taking a couple chances and get in a hurry with each other.
Live on the web, every Supercross race, Chad Iliani and Jim Holly, ESPN.com on the web for the webcast. Right now, we've got some exciting television action here as Chad Reed leads the group of Smith, Ward, Clark, and Langston. And Langston is really on fire. Ward trying to make a move now on Smith. Smith been able, he's got a wide track.
He's been doing it good. There goes Ward. He got a little closer that time. But as soon as you see a guy really getting that kind of pressure, you wonder how long he can put up with it. Now Langston's already moved around Clark. Clark should have a good shot of that from his head.
Well, Langston might have an opportunity to pass 2 in one pass here if they don't look out. Ward looks back, sees Langston. The leader is up on the right corner screen there, Chad Reed. And right now, things go well. He's the champion. Here's Langston to the inside. Ward's not letting him off the hook, though. He's not letting him by. Ward still in front. Reed, Smith, Ward, Langston. Let's go to the helmet cam now as Langston just can't quite get the edge on Larry Ward.
Man, Clark's got all this in great view. There's Langston right ahead of him, getting ready for the triple. You got to clear that double clean. Try to pick a nice rut right there. Looks like Ward's going for the block pass. That Clark's right in the thick of this. This is so much fun for a privateer. Oh, Langston goes down.
Langston!
So he got together with Larry Ward.
Oh, and Ward is hurt, it looks like.
That's a tough start. I talked about the rut. So did Clark when he took it for a lap around the track yesterday. They were trying to find the right rut together. It's tough to tell what happened over there to the left, but obviously they didn't take each other out on purpose.
And Larry Ward, he's been really trying to stay away from injury, knowing that, he's an older veteran. Let's take a look.
What happens. Yeah, Larry goes for the double jump, cases it. Oh, Unbelievable. Larry did a complete flip.
Let's see how Clark saw it.
This is... Watch the left side of your screen. Larry in the blue comes up a little short. Langston hits the back of it. Larry does a complete flip. Kind of landed up on his head, but I think he was on his way down the backside of the jump. So that tells the story. That's been the season so far for Grant Langston. Got the speed, got the desire, got the bike to win races.
And there's another yard sale on the track. Let's go to Davey.
You're not going to believe what just happened. The yellow flags were out. Kelly Smith jumped the jump anyway. He was in second place. He crashed. You see him on the hay bale right now. Ryan Clark ran into the back of him. Sure podium finishes for those two riders, and they blew it when Kelly Smith did the same thing Larry Ward did. He's out of the race.
Let's check it out from the helmet cam. Oh, nowhere to go.
Oh, he ran right into the skid plate of Kelly Smith's bike. There's Larry Ward. That's Kelly Smith looking like he's about ready to get going. He thought he had a way through there, but he just jumped it sideways, got getting cross-rutted.
So much action, and number 103 looks forward to a championship. As you can see the checkers, we'll be right back to 125 East action in St. Louis as Chad Reed continues to lead with Sorby moving into second. We're back in St. Louis. That's a very sore Grant Langston and his team manager. Ward came up short in front of him. He banged into the back of him, and both Langston and Ward are really shook up.
And look at Reed. He just rides right by all the wreckage going, I don't know what the problem is. It's all pretty easy. You know, when he doesn't get a good start, he gets right to the front, takes his time, he picks his line, he's in the right place. He doesn't follow anybody, he gets collected in crashes. The guys, you know, he talks about pretty much patterning himself after Jeremy McGrath. Besides looking like Jeremy McGrath a little bit in terms of style, he makes the kind of decisions that McGrath that make. You know, Jeremy has not gotten hurt very much in his entire career. And Chad Reed right now is demonstrating that same kind of intelligence out on the racetrack, knowing when to take your chances and when not to. Lapping Mike Brown right there, he's also having a bad night.
But Chad Reed, you know, is anxious to get to that 250 bike, and if he wins the title tonight, he probably will ride a 250 bike in the last race of the 125 East. Let's check out the Honda stopwatch between first and second place. That's the interval on the last lap of this lap. A lot of room. There's Sorby.
He was getting into it with Schnell a little bit there. It looked like that was the tail end of a little bit of a, I don't know if an argument, something wasn't clicking for those two, and Sorby got the last little dig in.
Schnell's a two-time winner in the 125 ranks. Let's go to Combs.
Well, it looks like both Grant Langston and Larry Ward are all right. They got up on their own power. Larry Ward going off the side of the track. He was holding his neck at first, but I have a feeling it's his right shoulder. Larry Ward certainly out of this race, but fortunately, it doesn't look like anything really serious.
Yellow flags are still out, but Chad Reed has a 23-second lead.
The best lap time of the heat races. The fastest lap of the night was Langston in his heat race. And it was faster than Reed. Even though Reed was quick, came all the way through the pack up in the second, Langston still had the better lap. But when it counts, Art, like you said, Reed, when he needed to get to the front here, he did a 51.6, the fastest of the night. There's Ward up in the corner. That looks scary. He did a complete, I don't know what you can call it, a cartwheel flip, something or other.
Yeah, it was about a 7.5 on the Olympic scale, the way he flipped over there. I was concerned for him.
Anytime you see a guy go head first like that, it's a little scary.
Especially when he's in the 30-year-old and over vet class.
See Reed now singling over the triple. Another rider down.
Boy, there's been real carnage, and here's the battle for second place. Here's Greg Schnell, who's not given up against the Frenchman Sorby.
This would be great for Phil Larson of Yamaha of Troy. He's got two of his riders on the podium. It looks like no matter what, first and third, but Schnell still got a chance for second. In the second week, or race in a row, I should say, for Sorby to make the podium. Well, this was pretty impressive.
And Schnell is coming off his best finish of the season, fifth in New Orleans. Number 103, Chad Reed sees the checkered flag in a row. He is 6 out of 6. And he wins the 125 East title. Zach White is his mechanic. You saw him jumping up and down. Here's the battle for second place. Can Schnell pick up? No, he cannot. Sorby is on the podium twice in 2 American races. But Reed was the first Australian to win the U.S. Supercross race, and now he is the first Australian to win an American Supercross title with his 6th straight victory.
Look at Chad. He goes through that rhythm section just as fast as he did during the race on his cool-down lap, a wheelie up to his mechanic. There you go.
There's the stars.
Beaker with
stars.
The #1 jersey. That's a great thing to see.
That Thor jersey staring you in the face.
You should make them print those things up and then not be able to use them. That's happened before, so I'm glad Chad gets this title. He deserved it.
Chad's girlfriend. They've been together some 4 years now. Oh, that was a terrific battle in back of him. And let's check out the Suzuki results page and see just what happened as far as the official order. Reed, Sorby, and Schnell are on the podium. Look at Gibson, his best 125 finish ever in 4th. Woods, Jesseman in 6th. Then it's Clark, Antunez, Boniface all the way down to 9th. He never raced in America before this year. But Chad Reed brought a smooth style and a load of talent, and now is the 2002 EA Sports 125 East champion. Let's go to Davey.
Well, Chad, that's it. You just got yourself your first championship in the United States. Congratulations.
Thanks, Davey. It feels like it's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to come here a long time, and finally this year I got to come here, and I worked my butt off, and this is all we need to do is erase the 125 and put a 250 in there, and I'd be more than happy, but I'll take them as they come.
I know that this has been a really big couple weeks for you. You pretty much have your future settled with Yamaha, but how's it feel to give Phil Alderton's Yamaha of Troy team a big payback with this championship?
I'm stoked with Yamaha, and especially Phil. He took a gamble on getting me, and I've won every race to this point, so I want to thank the whole team and a lot. And my mechanic, Zach White, Phil, Dean, Craig Zach for his support, and my girlfriend Ellie, and the whole OMS crew, Jess Spencer, and the team sponsors, Boost Mobiles, Yamaha of Troy, Thor, Smith Goggles, just everybody for their great support and giving me this wonderful chance to take this #1 plate.
Are we going to see on a 250 for the rest of the season now?
I sure hope so. I really want to ride that bike, and that's where the best guys in the world, and I just want to get there, race those guys, and have some fun.
Before you get there, you've got James Stewart coming up live on pay-per-view, the 125 East-West Shootout. Are you going to go undefeated and beat that guy?
I'm going to do my best. James is just young, just like me, and wants to win races, and that's what it takes. You need to have a huge will to win, and I'm looking forward to racing him. He's very young and very fast.
Fantastic. Hey, back up and let's take a look at that number.
One class act right there. #1, Chad Reed, the 125 Eastern champion for 2002. Our Honda flashback. Let's check out that amazing crash from the helmet cam of Ryan Clark. Look to the left. Langston and Ward involved in the crash as our champion goes over the finish line jump. We'll be right back to St. Louis in a moment. The fans were treated to the crowning of a champion here in St. Louis. Chad Reed continuing to add to the best start ever on a pro career in the United States Supercross scene. Eric Sorby, 2 races in America and 2 podiums. He's with Davey.
Well, Eric, another fantastic ride, this time even better, second.
Yeah, I know. I'm happy it's my second race anyway. And Houston had big pressure. I finished 3rd. And this race, second. For me, it's so good. My bike is so fast, thanks for my team, Kawasaki and Mich Payton.
Very good. Très bien.
Thanks a lot. Merci.
Looking at our Suzuki points page, Reed clinches the championship. Langston's crash with Ward helped Buddy Antunez's battle with Boniface for third place in the standings. You see, he's closed it to 6 points with only one race remaining. Greg Schnell, he got his first podium of the season. He still has a chance at third place. He's with Davey.
Well, Greg, I know that you have been fighting uphill ever since the beginning of the season. You're almost there. You're back on the podium.
Yeah, you know, first of all, I want to congratulate Chad Reed on an unbelievable run. You know, he's had 6 wins. You know, the guy's a special guy, and I want to congratulate him on the championship. But, yeah, you know, from the get-go, I had a broken foot at the beginning of the season, and I was trying to overcome that. But, you know, here, I felt like I was riding good all weekend, and I'm glad to come out in third. I want to congratulate Eric Sorby on a great run.
Good night for you. Good night for Yamaha of Troy.
Yeah, Yamaha of Troy, you know, what can I say? I can't say enough about those guys. I love those guys.
Upcoming events on our schedule from Dowd. Coverage on ABC of the main events and our usual ESPN2 coverage as well. On to Salt Lake City, and then it's Las Vegas. Pay-per-view, live and direct, May 4th. Our next telecast, it'll be round 13 from the Pontiac Silverdome. There you see the times. 125 east from Pontiac at 1 o'clock Eastern time. That's Sunday. Stay tuned. Coming up next, RPM tonight. Art Ekman for David Bailey and Davey Coombs. Thanking you so much for being with us from St. Louis, Missouri. It's been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.